This is the ultimate price action strategy that I use. What's up guys, so this is a video covering price action. It is something that I don't normally trade, but it's something that I've discovered, and in a way it does work. I like to combine it sometimes with my because I trade SMC, so I like to combine it with SMC sometimes, and I must say it makes kind of sense to me why people trade price action. Now you get two different types of price action traders. You get a smart price action trader and you get a dumb price action trader. So the dumb ones are usually the ones that just buy and sell on each support and resistance and each high and low. The smart ones is that wait for breaks, candle closure, and buys above the high and sells above the low. So basically, everyone should know what is a bullish market and a bearish market. So if I'm in a bullish trend, I'm not going to be looking to sell in this zone or in this trend. Same as smart money concepts, you don't look for sells. Now, all that I do is I wait for price to break this high, and then basically you're going to get a support level. And then you wait for price to come back to tap that level, and then you place your buy and you just continue buying up. Just keep on holding the trade until it forms a valid change of character. So basically what I'm saying is, if it breaks this high, so if it breaks this one right here, you can buy that one. But you're not always going to get this perfect market structure. So this is not always going to be the scenario. It might come into tapping deeper. So this is where my smart money comes in. So I know about FVGs and everything. So let's say, for instance, I've got an FVG right here. Then I won't necessarily buy from this level of support. I would wait for it to come and fill this fair value gap, and then maybe tap a level of demand somewhere around there, and then I would only place my buys. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're always going to get this perfect order flow, and it's always going to come back and retest the higher high perfectly. So sometimes you're going to have to bring in your smart money concepts and just mark up the imbalances and the order blocks and see where the higher low wants to form. Because once you know where the higher low wants to form, that is when you can get into the markets and just continue riding the wave up. So if I would take a bearish market, okay, so in a bearish market, so now we're only looking for sells. So this is the cool thing about price action that it taught me. Well, the way that I trade price action is it also helps me with my SMC to stick to my trend. Because sometimes with smart money concepts, I would like to trade these small pullbacks. Whereas I just remind myself every time of this price action that I trade is wait for it to break the low, candle closure below the low, and wait for the retest. And that is where you can find your order block or your level of resistance, doesn't really matter. And then you can hop in the trade. So it keeps on breaking these lows. Which is good because this tells me that the price wants to continue going bearish. Again, so you can see here it didn't really um, respect the resistance. It came in and tapped it a bit further. So that is where my smart money comes in. So I might have a order block right here, like that. I might have a order block up top. Okay, so now I've got three zones. Let's just blur this out, blur this one out. So let's say that doesn't exist. So now I've got three zones here. Which zone am I going to use? So I'm a smart money concept trader, so I would more likely use the levels of of supply. But I can also take my fib, can draw it from that high to that low. Then I can see, okay, this one here is close to the 63%. So let's say it's about 65. And the support level or resistance level is about 50%. So I'd rather go for the 63% as this is a premium zone. So 63 is premium zone, 50 is right in the middle. So I'd rather get in the premium zone, as early sellers in the market hopping in at the 50% might get stopped out. Okay, so let's just implement this real quick on the charts. So I usually use the 1 hour time frame. I see great moves 1 hour to 2 hour, I'd say, not higher than 2 hour. So if I had to mark this out, only take major, like where price has reacted, like this level here. Price has reacted a load of times from it. Okay, and there's also a very good level where price has reacted from it. So do you see, I'm not really bothered about these small levels. I take the major levels where price has reacted, and we're in consolidation here. So this is a no trade range. What happened? Price broke this level, this low here. So draws across. So now we're looking for sells right here. So right here, there's an order block also. There's that OB right there. And there's this level of resistance. So it doesn't really matter if you're a smart money concept trader or a support and resistance trader, you've gotten most of the time the same entry. And that's what I've discovered with smart money concepts is loads of retail traders have been taking the same entries as SMC traders. So that is when I got into price action. So you would have sold here, held until this low. This is your next low to target. It's just now when it comes to stop loss, I usually set mine about 50 points, which is equal to about 500 pips. Okay, so remember what I said, I'm not a retail trader, so I would have used the order block, because if you directly just sold off from this resistance, you would have been stopped on. Whereas if you use the OB, your stop loss just above the order block, targeting this low right here. Please take note, this is US30. I wouldn't advise that you start on US30. Start on something simple as NASDAQ or something like that. US30 does, so US30 is a bit weird. It does like a big move, small move, and then sometimes big move and then a small move again. So this low was your first target, which is about 9,720 pips, which is kind of a lot. And then when it breaks this low, what does that tell me? Price wants to continue pushing bearish. Okay, so it broke this low and did a candle closure below this, so you would have been looking for sells on the retest. But look at this now. So you've got this level of resistance, but here's an FEG as well. Here's an FEG as well. So I would have sold from the FEG, as I'm a smart money concept trader, but you could have waited for the resistance to be tapped. But yeah, in this scenario, it hasn't been tapped, which is no problem. And then you just sell it off further. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is buy above the highs, sell below the lows. So right here we've got a change of character. So this here is our new level of resistance. And I want you to look here why I say I don't just enter based off these zones. Because if I take this, okay, we had a clean break, break above, candle closure and everything. So that tells me price wants to be bullish, wants to continue pushing upwards. But look at this. Here's an OB, here's imbalance, here's everything down here. So the chances of me just entering from this level here is not likely to happen. I'd rather enter from this order block, or if you wanted to, the FEG just below that. Just like that. So there's two entries if you traded smart money concepts, but the price action just helps me to tell myself, okay, we broke above the high, we want to go long. How can I get in this long? Okay. So right now, what is our new level that has to break? This one right here. Just like that. And what did it do? It broke candle closure above, came back to retest it. There's probably an order block on a lower time frame somewhere here, and then continued pushing upwards. So it's very simple. So if you enter from this FEG, yeah, like I said, this is US30. Please rather try NASDAQ if you are a beginner trader. US30 tends to play a lot and make big moves all of a sudden, you know. So yeah, we would have had an entry there. And if you had an entry right here, you'd have been stopped out unless you looked for other levels of support and resistance. But that then it starts getting complicated because then there's too many lines over your charts and everything. So I use the support and resistance, the price action, if I can identify it as that, for just to identify the highs and the lows and where I want to buy and where I want to sell. So literally, once it breaks this high, you just need to figure out, because that's now your higher high, so it has to form a higher low, the pullback, to continue be able to push upwards. So you just need to figure out where it wants to form the higher low, and that is where you want to get it. So it's very simple. I'm not going to get into depth with this, but